What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So I was in Target the other day, and I was sort of browsing through the Hot Wheels Matchbox aisle, and I noticed these brand new Matchbox collectors sets. And normally I don't really delve into premium die-cast metal vehicles. I try to stick to just the main line because it gets kind of expensive if you start going down the road of premiums. But I ran this through the price scanner. It was only $4.99. So I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and get one of these because these are very, very fancy in terms of the way they are decoed out. They also come with real tires, and it also comes with this sort of collector box, sort of reminiscent of the way Matchbox cars were originally packaged in these little matchboxes. That is where the name originates because they were scaled in such a way that they could fit into a box that was the same as a box of matches. So that's pretty cool. And I'm a big fan of the Volkswagen Beetle. And so they had this drag racing version of the Beetle with the Mooneyes graphics on it. And I just thought it looked fantastic. So I went ahead and picked this up. Again, $4.99. I can afford that, especially with the rising cost of even the mainline Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars are now over $1 at most stores, it seems like. So it's getting tougher to sort of collect them financially. So it's not really that much of a big deal to actually spend a little bit more and get one of these super deluxe die-cast metal vehicles. So this one seemed affordable to me. And on the back, you can see some of the others that were available in the series. They didn't have all of these in the store. I didn't see this NASA vehicle at all, and but they did have this Plymouth Savoy and the Mazda Miata. And I don't remember for sure if they had this police car, but obviously the one that interested me the most was the drag Beetle, so this is the only one I picked up. And in terms of the packaging, it's funny because the illustration of the car that you see here is actually significantly different from the actual model. They show two seats inside of there, but this is actually a one-seater, so there are some significant differences between what's illustrated here on the packaging and the actual car. But enough about the packaging. Let's go ahead and get this thing open so we can take a look at the model itself, the collector box, and I also want to do some comparisons with a couple other Volkswagen Beetles that I have in my collection. So stay tuned for all of that. Let's go ahead and get this open. Okay, so we got this car out of the package now, and we'll take a look at this collector box first. In terms of nostalgia value, having one of these sort of collector boxes is pretty cool, so I'm very excited for this. I don't really know if these actually are equivalent in size to the original vintage boxes. I don't have one to compare to, so if any of you know, let me know in the comments in terms of the actual proportions of these boxes, if they are actually in line with the original vintage ones. So well, let's look at the model. So as you can see, it kind of flips open, so that's a really cool feature. And in terms of the overall graphics on this, I think it looks very sharp. They did obviously detail on the headlights, the turn signals. There's a little VW logo right there. And the Mooneyes graphics looks really incredible. So very, very detailed. And they did the taillights as well. And then you got the parachute bag back here. And obviously these are real tires as well. So that's very cool. So this is not a plastic wheel. This is sort of a rubberized tire. So very cool looking. And you can see the original production date on this is 2020. So I believe there is another release of this that was done, I think, through Mattel Creations. I think that version is like in a green color. So personally, I like this version a lot better. I've seen photos of the other version, and to me, this kind of blows it out of the water. So in terms of the function of this, it actually opens up. You can pull it all the way back, and then there's actually a what looks to be a roll bar, but this actually flips down, and it can actually prop up the car, so you can have it in the upright position for display. So that's a very cool feature. So yeah, that's what that looks like, and then you can flip it back up. And as you can see, there's only one seat in there, and this part is done in die-cast metal as well, so that's very cool. The actual bottom of the vehicle is plastic, but this whole interior part is done in metal, and obviously the body itself is also done in metal. Again, with these premium vehicles, they really go all out in terms of the detail, the use of specialized materials and stuff like that. So more metal, and obviously the real tires too. So very cool looking car. And I want to do some comparisons now. So I can show you, I'll bring in my regular standard Hot Wheels Beetle. And you can see the middle of the vehicle is roughly equivalent in size, but when you get out to the fenders and also the front end, you can see this version is quite a bit longer than the original Beetle, and the flare on the fenders on the rear is much wider as well. So, yeah, this is significantly larger than a standard Beetle. You can see the front end is very elongated and sort of narrowed at the front by comparison to the standard Beetle. And I also want to show you by comparison to the Volkswagen Käfer Racer. Again, center of the vehicle is maybe just a tad bigger. I know the front window is definitely bigger than the Käfer Racer. In terms of, the length, obviously the Käfer Racer is quite a bit longer, but yeah, that's what those two look like side by side. So I'm very excited to add this Beetle to my collection. I'm hoping that there will be some more Beetles coming down the road. I'm almost positive that Matchbox has a regular Volkswagen Beetle coming in their main line at some point, maybe later on this year or next year. So I will probably pick that up if I find it. So, but this one's fantastic. An excellent addition to my collection, and I'm really fond of the fact that it has the moving parts and all the sort of detailed graphics on it. So that's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more reviews of Matchbox and Hot Wheels cars in the future, think about subscribing to my channel, because I will be covering more of this stuff in future videos. Until next time, I hope you're having a great day, and thanks for watching.